Hi everyone, Aviator Sim here. Welcome back. Today we will be checking out Air Hauler 2 for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. This will be our first episode, and we have just chosen our difficulty that we wanted for Air Hauler. So I chose the hard level, which comes with the 172 with the G1000 and also $250,000 worth of cash. My home base will be Kilo Hotel Foxtrot Delta, Hartford, Connecticut, and I will be doing my type rating for this C172. So stay tuned. I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into it. All right, so the test is going to cost us $329.05. Going to click OK to pay. And current load of our fuel is 100%. Looks good. We're not going to have any luggage or passengers on this since this is our type rating. Just going to go ahead and click OK. So here's the details of what we'll be doing. Here's my aircraft that I just purchased from Hartford. And we're just going to have to open up the sim, and it says press OK when the sim is running and you are in the cockpit. All right, we are on the ramp, so let's go back into Air Hauler and click OK for our type rating. All right, welcome back. We're all loaded up on the ramp at Hartford, about to take our rating in the C172. Just going to click OK. That says ready. It's going to say connected. All right, connected. That means we found the sim. No in-flight messages. Oh, this is the good message we want to see. Start up and taxi your aircraft and take off. Simple enough. All right, let's hop back into the simulator. So I'm just going to start this up and taxi to, I'm just going to taxi to the closest runway. Let's get some power in this.
Pause system test. Okay.
Turn on the beacon so everyone knows that we're about to start up and we have some power. Throttle in. All right, there we go. Now we're about to taxi, so I just want to turn my nav on. I can turn the strobe on, no problem. Pitot heat I'll turn on, and fuel pump I'll turn that on also. Let's turn on our avionics. Currently using Track IR. I previewed it in the last video. This is going to be our first real flight, I guess. Even though this is not a real flight, this is a rating that we're doing, but still. I like it so far. Still trying to mess with the curves just to get it a little smoother. Park and brake off. If I'm not mistaken, it is right here. This is going to be runway 20. I'm not going to use any flaps for this takeoff, no need. Alright, we are cleared for takeoff. No one on final. Anyone on the runway? No one on the runway. Good to go. And as soon as we get airborne, Air Hauler is just going to give us some instructions. So it's kind of like we're sitting in in the plane with an instructor. Alright, full power. Keep that right rudder. And rotate. Just gonna fly runway heading right now. And I was so eager to start flying that I didn't even do my flight director. So I'll throw that on now. Climb to 3,400 feet. Alright. Beautiful day here in Connecticut. Climbing slowly but surely. And we passed 1,000 feet, so I can turn this fuel pump off. Could probably engage this heading. Don't need to, but hey, why not? Vertical speed. Right, almost at 3,400. It's gonna just have us do some turns, climbs, descents, just to see if we're able to handle this aircraft. I don't know if you could get this off the screen. I don't think so. Right, leveling out at 3,400. And let's see what the next instruction is. Pull back on that power. And we're just going to stay at this heading and altitude until this tells us to do something different. Alright, turn left heading 078, level off at 3,400. Alright, 078, turning left. That's actually my high school right there. That's hilarious. I didn't even mean to do that. East Catholic High School. That's where I went. Turn onto heading 071, level out at 3,400. Heading 71. Just gonna go over here and it's going to tell me to head back to Hartford when we're done with this. Turn onto heading 185. Level out at 2,800. Alright. Heading 185. $2,800. Turn on the vertical speed and decrease mode. Increase by about 500. Right, and let's go and put in Hartford over here, if it lets us. Actually, let's make this easier on myself. I could do it right here. Let's just hit direct to. Gonna be Kilo Hotel Foxtrot Delta. And if we would stop bouncing around, this would be a lot easier. Right in there. I'll just hit enter. Right, land at departure airport. Kilo Hotel, Foxtrot Delta, Hartford. Okay landing or better. Alright, so I'm just gonna swing us around to the right just so we can line up with that magenta line right here. And we're gonna fly back to Hartford. Just wanna bring our altitude back down to 2,000 feet. Before we do this, or while we do this. Power back a little. And I just switched the CDI from VOR to GPS mode, just so we can follow that magenta line easier. And we shouldn't miss Hartford. As soon as I'm like lined up, I should see it, because it is the city up here, so I'll be able to see some of those city buildings, and the airport would be right before that. Just going to bring my altitude down to about 1,700. So as long as we have an okay landing, at least an okay landing, we'll pass this check ride and then we can move on to our first official paid cargo job. Just under 11 nautical miles outside of Hartford. It's going to be in this direction. See the magenta line right there? We're about to line up with it right there. So as soon as we get a little closer, I'm going to switch from heading mode to nav, and the nav will track us on that magenta line to get us lined up for Hartford. Here we go. Nav mode engaged. I always like to synchronize this heading bug, just in case anything unexpected happens. So I'll be landing on runway 02 at Hartford, the opposite runway that I took off on, just to make things easier. The wind out here is not bad at all, so no worries. It's calm, there won't be a tailwind, and I should get at least an okay landing, hopefully. And there is our runway right here. Gonna disengage the autopilot shortly and hand fly this in. Alright, autopilot coming off. Just gonna turn on the fuel pump because we're about to land. Back on the throttle a little bit, just a trim. See our runway right to the left of the Connecticut River. Let's pull some of this power out. Just want to get down to that white arc. So we can put a first set of flaps down, first set of flaps coming down, put some more power in. It's going to create some drag when we put the flaps down. Second set of flaps coming in. Off to our left we have I-95. Appreciate it. Got 2 reminders. Wow, that's a first. See the city of Hartford right off the nose of the airplane.
Minimums.
Looking good.
50, 40, 30, 20.
Power out. Right rudder and flare.
10.
There we go, landed. It didn't tell us if it was okay or not, but we will taxi to parking. And I'm sure we'll find out then. Clean up the aircraft. Flaps coming up. Landing light off. Fuel pump off. Pitot heat off. And strobe off. Alright, heading back to the ramp. We can park somewhere different. Let's see. See if there's a spot. That shouldn't be there. Alright, just gonna pull up right here. Parking brake on. Alright, avionics coming off. All of our lights can come off also. That looks good. Alright, and mixture cut. Battery. And we have passed our type rating for the Cessna 172. Right, so we're just going to hit finish, flight monitoring, results, greaser. Oh, that's great. So much better than OK. And we're going to click OK. And now we are rated for the Cessna 172 and we can start our first cargo job. So I just want to thank you guys for flying along with me on this type rating, and we will be doing our first cargo job in the Cessna 172 G1000 on the next episode. See you then.